Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned to News Up Extra. Well, the 2023 general elections have come and gone, but the trail of the wins and losses, the litigations, the press statements, the press conference, the petition still lingers on. And right now, we've known about the winners and we've known about inconclusive elections, and then it is just coming up and unfolding like a soap opera because you do not know what next to wake up to the next day. And then we will be analyzing the post-2023 elections, the outcomes and everything. And we have our guest. She is the Commissioner, Federal Character Commission, Ambassador Ginika Tor. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Today's show is all about women.
Yes. Yes. I know you're always super excited when it has to be.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's start with women. Women, since it's all about women, let's start with women. In this election, what would you rate as your hope for women in this next administration of politics? First, before we go to the other analysis. Yes.
Okay. Well, for me, the turnout was not okay. The outcome, we are losing more women. We're expecting that this time around we should have more women, but rather we lost more because, like you can see, in the 9th Assembly, we have about 8 women in the Senate, but today we only have 3. One from Rivers State, PDP, Bamigo, one from Lagos State, Aderonti, APC, and then Ireti Kingibe, FCT. The same applies to House of Representatives. So I think the hope for women is big. I believe that in as much as, yes, we have less, we shouldn't give up. And by the grace of God, we have a man of repute, a man that's, picked the first female deputy governor, as a woman as a deputy governor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that God has given to us today as president-elect. So that is where I don't have fear, because he has this, passion for women inclusion. So with that, I think we are good to go. Women will now begin to support each other. We will now have to support ourselves to get to that level. Like you just mentioned the young lady, I watched you, so there you mentioned the young lady in Kwara State, 26 years old. Yes, not just the women, the youths are also being included, especially in my party, APC. So, yeah, it may look bad. We have never attained 5%. In fact, we are even less, more or less than 3%. So, it's putting enormous responsibility on us, the women, to have, to think, to look at other ways to go about it, to change the narratives of, pull them down syndrome that we've always experienced. You mustn't look at another woman and feel she shouldn't get to where you are. Because it will get to a point where you need the voices. We need more voice, And having said that, looking at the 10th Assembly, we are looking at having women inclusion. We have few of them. So like you House of Rep, we'll be praying that they should give us a speaker or deputy speaker. We have Miriam Onoha. She did so well. She's coming for the 2nd time, and I think she's most qualified because she's a principal officer now. So for me, I think women will begin to support the women. Like for me, you won't see me supporting the men right now. It's not because I don't want them, but because we need to speak for each other to be able to get more women on board. Just like I just spoke about Miriam now, we need them. If we have such representation, such inclusion, it will give us hope, because most women are getting discouraged with the outcome, the fallout of this last election. Most women are getting discouraged, for if we had 8. We should expect to have 16. However, I still put it back to those 8. What did you do? Even if you're not going to get back, what about those? If you had added more people coming behind you, maybe they would have made it. Maybe the tsunami that swept the southeast and some regions would have also given the women opportunity. But however it is, we won't give up.
We will not give up. I liked what you just said. Yes. Now, looking at the number of women we have now in politics, we are quite not encouraging at all, because during election you see more women. The election recorded women who came out to mass to cast their vote. So is it a way of saying we shouldn't vote again for the male counterparts in the next election or whenever they come out and need our support? Probably that way they know that we are serious and they really need us in governance.
First of all, let's look at, like I just mentioned, the president-elect is a man that is gender sensitive. We should be looking at our 35% affirmative action. Because however you look at women, we are the weaker cell. We look at men as our authority, but we just want to be, you know, to be given that sense of belonging. That is one. Then secondly, yes, we can go on it and say, okay, women, vote for the women, because really, even in this past election, despite the voters' apathy and all of that, we still had more women. In my ward, we had more women coming out to vote. They are serious with voting. They want to. They are mothers. So, but you still see them, even when you are contesting as a woman, you see another woman fight you, like, you know, in favor of a man. So when we get there, I don't know when we're going to get there, but we'll still, we are hopeful that we'll get it. Well, for me, it's work in progress, you know. But like you said, we have more women. If we decide to say, okay, hey, we have been taken advantage of for too long. Yeah. We've given the men, you know, our loyalty, our honor, and all of that. And this is what we see. It's just like the way my people in the Southeast gave their loyalty to PDP, and of course, at the end of the day, they failed them. Yeah. You know, that's how the men are failing us right now. But like I said, I still think we shouldn't give up. But let's vote for ourselves.
Right, okay. Yes, so talking about the wins and the losses, I was telling her before you came on board that we really do not like to admit that we have lost. Because somebody came up with a statement and said that you are saying the electoral body is not credible. Why are you not rejecting the certificate of return that they gave some of your lawmakers? So let's talk about dealing with wins and losses, with the petitions and litigations flying around. I'd want you to talk about that.
Yeah, I think the fourth estate of the realm has got enormous responsibility there, which I should say, I'm one of you too. So we are failing somehow, because we don't go into, you know, investigating whatever is sent to us. We just go all, boom, is all out there. You know, a lot of misrepresentation and all of that. And leaders also are adding so much to it. Whatever has the propensity to cause havoc to the society should be avoided. So our statements, the way we incite the people, the way even those who won are inciting the people is wrong. It's just like you take example from the US, as if where are we compared to the US? Do you understand? And yet, they didn't have it so easy. In 2020 election, you could see where Trump made some insightful statements and his supporters took over the Capitol in 2021. You see, so let's not see Nigeria. Like I saw a kind of protest 2 days ago, and somebody had a placard that says, Nigeria is a zoo. And I opened the window and said, and you are the animal in the zoo. Yeah, because it's whatever you project out that is taken. It's as if they don't have issues. But however, I still want to give it to the INEC chairman, not because the man I believe so much in, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shettima, the men I believe so much in won, not because of that. Did I win everywhere? There are areas where we also did not win. But because I could see that there's high level of, compared to what we used to have, there's high level of changes done. Let me give you an example. You come out to say an election is not credible, your votes do not count, yet some governors couldn't make their Senate, unlike what we used to have in the past. Yet we have an Okada rider who is now in the House of Rep. Yet we have a man in Edo State who asked the PA to also hold a ticket for him in Labour Party, and the PA or SA whatever won. Yet we don't have credibility. Yet this president-elect did not make his own state. Who would want to lose his state as a president-elect? They allowed it. The president, who is my Baba, Buhari, did not win Katsina State, yet it's not credible. We know that Kwankwaso, for example, has stronger hand in Kano. He won, yet it's not credible. The governorship incumbent won, the NPP won the incumbent governor in Kano State, yet it's not credible. Obi all the way from Ebola won Nasarawa State, won Plateau State, it's not credible. PDP won Kaduna State. Are you getting what I'm saying? PDP won some places that we also have stronghold, yet it's not credible. So when you look at this, you just say that he who comes to equity must come with a clean hand. Law of extopel. You can't enjoy something here and come today, tomorrow to say it is no longer credible. For me, I think they are only doing that at their own whims and caprices. Like it is how you feel, it should favor you. And it's a lot of selfishness in it. So if we do not start appreciating what we have and then ask it's work in progress and ask for upgrade, changing the narrative, then we will never get there. Everyone in Nigeria can attest to the fact that votes now count. Look at Enugu State. In fact, FCT, Aduda, the almighty Aduda, swept off by a woman, and yet it's not credible. I mean, there's so much credibility, there's so much improvement in our electoral process, and we should accept that. If you do not thank a man for the little, you'll never get the big. Indeed, was a so if you want to do your tatafo, always do your tatafo in the area where it's not going to affect the public. You know, you have your right to freedom of speech, but every rule, every general rule has got exception. The exception to it is if your freedom of speech is going to incite people to have war, to fight and create public threat, security threat, then your freedom of speech can land you in jail. Yes, you can speak, but speak meaningfully. If I come here now on air and I begin to incite the people, so enormous responsibility has been put on those who contested also. It is win some, lose some, draw some. You can't win at all times. If you are not satisfied, you are given opportunity by Section 46 of our Constitution. 1999 Constitution has amended that you can go for redress. So everything that we need, the ground norms has been put in place for us to have a very, serene atmosphere and community. And we should reduce, the media should reduce taking in things that will cause public havoc. Do you understand? So for me, this is the best. I give it to the INEC chairman. In fact, what I love about that man is when he listens to people, regardless of provocation, I learned a lot from him. All you see is calm response. A clear conscience fears no accusation. You know, those days, in the days of, let me say, Obasanjo, for example, he sits in his house and he tells, what's your name, my sister?
Tinuke.
Tinuke, and he says, Tinuke lo malo. Tinuke de lo malo. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè change it. Nobody can change it. We don't have such president now. We have a president that has put it upon himself to give Nigeria a reason to come out. Okay, look at the voter. We have over 93 million registered voters. But what did we have? We had only those who voted, less than 24, about 23 plus million people came out to vote. Imagine the distance. Imagine the difference. It's much. But with what has just happened, if we paint the right picture, the way it is, and say the truth, and not speaking because it doesn't favor us, it will encourage more people to come out to vote, more women to come out to vote, and more women to even contest. Those, even the youth, when you tell them that this has happened, those are, whoa, really? If even anybody want to help you these days, if INEC want to even help you, you must try. Or will help you. Exactly. That means you're already there. Well, how would they help you? When you have everybody with their situation room getting results. Okay, when my people in the Igbo where I come from, the Igbo area, I voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Openly, I even prayed for him at my polling booth. What would they do to me? I tell people, be good to your people. Even if they don't like your candidate, they can't do anything because they love you. I voted and I prayed for him openly. I have the videos. And
you didn't get any voter intimidation?
Of course, the Reverend Fathers, like I said, told them that if you vote Siwaju or you vote, if you don't vote Obi, you will not be given Holy Communion. And these are naive people. That's why I said in my last interview that they owe the people fiduciary relationship. And taking undue advantage of them because you feel you listen to you, they have respect for you, to me is unacceptable. It's high time the clergymen, started, looking at what they have been called to do. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has emerged the winner, and then you want to fight for God. To me, my God is not a second chance God. I serve God. I'm a Christian. But I told them, Muslim, God used the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. It may look stupid. You have been complaining with Christian, Muslim. You have been complaining. Nigeria, they have not satisfied you. Don't you think God can decide to use that thing that looks stupid to you? to still make you have what you're looking for.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go to the religious leaders you talk about. Religious leaders, traditional leaders, and of course, the media, the fourth estate of the realm. I would want to admit that the media has done some harm at some time, but would like to push it to the online media, the social media, the new media that is just coming on board. So that, you know, takes me to regulation. A lot of debate has come up in the past that social media should be regulated because, of course, the four walls of social media, like the brick and mortar social media like ours, will do checks and balances before we put it up there. But now that people have become citizens journalists, you see that they just see something, perceive it, and then you see the Twitter war between, they were trying to brew between Yorubas and Igbos in Lagos. So what do you think the government should do in trying to regulate the social medias, the traditional rulers, and churches, especially clergies who use the pulpit for politics?
Well, you've answered the question. You asked me a question that you have answered. It means that a lot of orientation will have to go on, a lot of restriction, and also punishment. That is where we have the law. Even though, yes, I know that at some extent we have so much disregard to the rule of law in this country. But we are getting there. You understand? So there must be restriction. Like you said, they go out to Kenya and bring an issue that happened in Kenya or the killing in another country. Then they paint it and put our own language as if it's just happening now, just to incite the public. So even the people, the media from the social media angle should also take it as a responsibility. They should be patriotic. It's not every time you hook. That's moral conduct, ethical responsibility. So I think a lot of awareness, orientation, because when I say awareness, orientation, you must take steps to have spoken to the people, because sometimes they don't know. You, the social media, we need to be having workshops, summits, and then you see to start reducing. Do you understand? And when you see me doing the right thing, you may want to join me to do the right thing. Then before you now go to the stage of punishment, because some people are just adamant of everything. Then from there, from punishment, deterrent, to tell people from, going forward to do certain things. Like if you bring out a news and then you send it to like nations these days, they want to weigh, they will send a message back that this can't fly. But just send it to all this online, they will, in fact, anyhow you want them to, they will pour it out. Even if they are all lies, even if it's meant to defame somebody's character, they don't care. So they are also human, just like you are here. The way you do your checks and balances before you project, they should also be taught, be guided to do the same. Then when you are done with that, just like you see, I say in policy making, do you know that this Naira change all this thing? Do you know it's a very wonderful policy? But you see how it can, boom, things are not done like that. You must take the people step by step, because if you just come to do it at a sudden, they will get like, wow, what is happening? The right time will be considered, orientation will be done, awareness, huge awareness. Referendum, people will even by themselves vote it. It's just like you're talking of subsidy. Some of us do not understand that when you remove it, Nigeria will even get better, but you suffer a bit. If you go orienting the people that we are going to do this, subsidy, we must remove it for us to get to this stage. And you now start taking them step by step, and they understand it. You will see them saying, okay, if it will take me to suffer for 1 year, but to get this country going forward, you cannot have gain without pain. You need to let the society understand that there's no gain without pain. But if you just take it on them, pam, and suddenly, well, I just bought 200, for example, and then tomorrow, and they send me 300. I don't understand why. I will start agitating, then creating a lot of insecurity in the society. But if you take us step by step, this person handled Enugu State. If you're able to handle 1,000 persons in Enugu State, word of mouth marketing, the 1,000 talks to another 1,000 to another 1,000, they now understand and they are prepared. Subsidy will be removed, and this is why. I now understand I'm going to feel some pain. So when the pain comes, it's already prepared for. The same thing goes to whatever you want to do in the country, let me put it that way, that is to the advantage of the society. You will be angry when they start agitating, because you are working for them, but you did not guide them, you did not carry them along. So they will provoke, and they will protest, and they will react.
Well, the youth recorded the highest number of votes, as in those who will came out to vote in this election. What would you advocate going forward for Nigerian youth, knowing full well that whether we like it or not, we dominate the population in the country? Secondly, you talked about the Electoral Act. Should the federal government as well as the National Assembly revisit the special seats for women? You know, you and I know about the special seat for women, and then women participation in politics. You talked about 35%, even 5%, we are not there.
Even 10.
How do we get it right?
Well, like you just said, the federal government will have to revisit. We have achieved it in some other countries. Why can't we do that in Nigeria? You know, that inclusion, that sense of belonging. And let me tell you, we women has got a lot to contribute to the betterment of the country. And we are this type of people that even if a woman wants to steal, let me put it that way, there's always modesty. Let them not call my name, they'll go and report me to my husband. But a man, you need to take care of wife, concubine, babies, external, you know, in Igbo land you say ezinono, meaning when people greet you they say kenumaka ezinono. When you look at the underground, you know, of the ezinono is how is your family inside, outside. In fact, even ask for the outside one before inside. That's ezinono. That is the men are seen as people who have too many matter to carry. So a woman, like, we are always satisfied with our little, because what are we spending? My husband buys food in the house. My husband used to do my pepper dressing and be fine. He does almost everything. So you see, so when we are given opportunity, we now put back in the society because we don't have too many things to do with our money. So the more they begin to understand the essence of women's contribution in the society, to move forward, change the narrative, to enhance, to project positively, then they will have to consider this. And apart from that, assuming now we haven't gotten it, it's still on us women. Carry another woman now. Women are just fond of only moving. You want to go here alone. You want to go here. We know, yes, when you tell people they want to backbite you and all of that, keep helping. I tell people, what gave Bola Ahmed Tinubu victory? It's not just affluence. If it's affluence during primaries, every other person had money. He had it with influence, impacting people. I paid a form for my young girl in my own community who contested under APC. But you know, of course, in the Southeast, APC was an issue. But at least she's 28 years. She has gotten the experience. She has been given the opportunity to try. I saw her, she would go to places. I bought the form, I sponsored to the end. Nobody gave a couple, apart from a lady who gave about 200 to say support it, and a lady that sent her 100,000. That was all she got. But at least she was excited that she has tried. The next election, I don't need to be there, she would do it. And that I did it because I had nobody, even almost up to date, really a woman holding me firm to say, maybe your dressing is the problem at the end of the day. So I decided to sometimes just run my thing, however I can, believing that God will be there for me. That is it. So we women should begin to help. Speak for women. Don't see another woman as a competition. See her as a strength. See her as we are all weak. We need to strengthen each other. So we can't say only until we get that 5%. What have we done as women to increase our participation in or inclusion in politics? You know, and let's not be discouraged, women. It's all challenges, but we'll get there. And I want to also look at Adamawa State. Yes, exactly. That's a stigma. You are a woman. If this person is coming out, is a top person, and they'll be waiting for a woman. Hey, we should change that. What if it's going to take that woman to make Adamawa State what they would never ever would become in the next how many years? And that is what people are beginning to understand. That's why you could see she got the votes as a woman. And men voted for her. So it means that the general men in let me say the lesser ones, believe that this is a mother, we need her. And should be given opportunity to serve. You know, so when you talk about the youth, of course, you can see that you've been given responsibility, you have been given opportunity, and to him, who much is given, much is expected. For God's sake, take away the youth aspect. Use vibrancy, tenacity in your approach. But remember that you are now, when you wash your hand as a baby, you eat with elders. Take it that you are now about to eat with the elders. And when you want to eat with the elders, the way you dress is how you are addressed. So you have to change your look. You have to begin to look the way people should be able to approach you as somebody of high caliber. You have to change your way of life. If it is to party because you have won, hey, no, go to the drawing board Youth, it's always easier said than done. You look at people playing in the football pitch. Oh, hey, push leg. But when you are put in that place, you won't be able to speak.
Yeah.
You see people standing on the podium speaking and makes one mistake. You will say, bala blue, blue, blah, blah. Bala blue is not a mistake. My Baba is always authentic. In fact, setting with whatever he's saying. You come up with he said this, he said that. It's wrong. But when you are asked to stand there, you will not be able to say anything. You understand that facing public is not the same as sitting in your bedroom and deciding what happens on air. You know, so they should go to the drawing board and show us why we should have more youth next time. It's an opportunity given, and it can also go off. If you do not hold it firm, see yourself like you have been given challenge, act like you are an elder, and walk like, respect the people, and ask them how they've been able to sustain themselves. Like me, I used to say, if we can have a political school of Jagaban, it will be well, because those are men who understand how this thing works. And me too, I'm growing, I'm learning. When I was doing my calculation, the Igbos were laughing at me. I said, hey, this is where it's going to. And I remained consistent in my race, that I'm supporting. But if you like, fight me. If you like, abuse me on Twitter. This is why. Tell me why I should support yours. And I've told you numerous reasons, past antecedents, why I'm supporting this man. Tell me yours, and you are only basing your own on religious bigotry, ethnic sentiment. I don't work with sentiment. Nigeria has gone beyond time of sentiment. Nigeria is now in the time of what can we do to get it going for us to get to our destination of choice. And that was why I chose this man.
All right, okay, let's go to setting the agenda. Currently, it said 17 new governors to inherit 2.1 trillion naira and $1.9 billion debts. And of course, we know that Nigeria currently is ridden with debt. That means the next administration would have a lot on its table. What are you envisaging for the next administration and how they are going to tackle it? Because it's not going to be business as usual. There are a lot, and the expectation, you know, of people, of Nigerians on these leaders, these new leaders.
Okay. You see, that is why I will keep telling you that where we are right now is not about religion issue. I'm a born-again Christian. In fact, I'm a pastor. Yes, in Redeemed Christian Church of God. But I ask my God too. I have God. I don't fight war for him. He said the battle is mine. That is why we need somebody who has faced such scenario in the past. And that person is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And Kashim Shettima. Look at their past antecedents. Why am I saying that? Nigeria is in a situation of collapse. And then from where the present president has taken it, because he also made huge decay, Bola Ahmed is going forward. Why do I say so? When he was denied federal allocation, did he survive or not? When Chimaroke came out to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, my people misunderstood him. He affected his tickets. Yeah. But he was saying something they do not understand, that when they denied this man, he was surviving and doing better than them. So they had to rush to Lagos to find out, Lagos, so you are not giving federal allocation, you are surviving. How? So the question is that, how do we survive? Is that not what you're asking? Yes. How? The answer is in our hands. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is our survivor. He's going to raise the think tanks. He's going to bring those who who's got the technical know-how to remove everything that has the proclivity to damage this country. He will do it. And because he's also a man that knows how to create wealth, he will get us back on track. I can assure you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so very much, Ambassador Ginika Tor. She is the Commissioner, Federal Character Commission. And I, drew a lot of inspiration from what you said, about women. It has given me more reason to keep pushing.
You should contest next time. I'll support you, don't worry. She has
been doing that job. She has been doing that job.
No, then come. Don't give up. Come. I contested without money. So let's not deceive ourselves. Yeah, I did.
All right. Okay.
I contested for House of Rep in 2019. I emerged the deputy governorship candidate same night 2019. Wow. Yes, 2019 in APC. I don't change parties. I'm very consistent. Yeah. Even when we got aggrieved this time around, APC Enugu State, I remained there Let's be doing it together anyhow it is. So don't give up. Yeah, they will push you, but if you don't get ready and look at yourself and already prepare yourself for it, you won't go far. So just keep coming. Don't give up. We'll get there.
Thank you very much.
No japa.
So that will be all for News Up today. Thanks for staying tuned, and same time Saturday next week for News Up Extra, and then join our News Up on Monday on Silverbird Television. I remain at Tinuke Tokuranuke, and
I'm Gracie K. Thank God it's weekend. You have a lovely weekend and see you next week. Bye.
thank you so